Hi guys, how are you doing? I am back to talk with you about the review for the first exam. Remember that the first exam is going to be this Thursday. You can take the exam online anytime from 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. It's only going to be available online between 10 a.m. until 10 p.m. And within that time, you have 1 hour to take the exam. But it's computed in terms of when you start. So you can't start the exam and then take a break and then start it again and then take a break. You have to start it and then you have 60 minutes from the time that you start it. Okay, so you can't break up the time over that period. It's just within the 10 to 10, you have a single solid hour. If you guys have any questions, if there's any problems with respect to taking the exam, whatever issues you might have, please let me know. So let's look at the review for the exam, and it's going to be comprised of 3 parts. So the first part is going to be more general, and it's going to talk about the ideas that we talked about at the very beginning of the semester, having to do with what is linguistics, what is modern English grammar, and this was the material that we covered in those original lectures which were written, as well as in the readings that you did, so the introduction and chapter 1 in the book. So let's look at our examples here. In the film Human Language Series Part 1, Dr. Noam Chomsky claims that a key property of human language is that it is creative, right? So we're capable of creating and understanding new sentences. When linguists talk about the creativity of human language, they're not talking about the fact that we can be poetic or we can invent songs. That is what we're talking about when we are talking about the artistic use of language, right? The creative artistic use. But linguists are concerned with the creativity of language in the sense that the sentence that I am saying right now to you, you may have never heard before in your life. Probably you have never heard before in your life, and yet you understand it perfectly. So if you thought about language as, well, how do I understand this sentence that this person is saying to me? Well, I've probably run into it at some point in my past, and that's how I get the meaning determined. And then every time I hear the sentence, I just get that same meaning coming back again. That's not going to work because we are constantly using and understanding new sentences. So what we need is a system that generates new creative sentences. And that's what we're basically talking about this semester. What is that system of modern English grammar? So the next part is, next one is the study of modern English grammar is a study of, and it is the structure of sentences. So we do have within linguistics the study of the structure of words. We do have the study of language and society. We do have the study of British English, right? All of these things exist. But modern English grammar, this class is only concerned with the structure of sentences. All humans have language. So how do we know that can speak and write at the same time is not the case? We know that most of the languages actually that exist in the world today are not written languages, but all of them are spoken and can use the passive voice. There are many languages in the world which do not have a passive voice. All humans speak the same language. That seems to be quite obviously false. So we know that all humans have language is the one statement that is true. So looking at number 4, linguistics is the scientific study of human language. So although you're taking this class perhaps as an English major, as a requirement for your English degree, linguistics falls within the social sciences. Why? Because the methods that we use in linguistics are scientific methods. Everything that we talk about in this course is based on, okay, how can we know whether this is a phrase or not? We're going to apply a bunch of tests to see if it behaves like a phrase. In other words, we're using the scientific method in our discussion of everything having to do with English sentence structure. That is completely different, fundamentally different than what you do in your literature class when you talk about the meaning of a sentence or the meaning of a paragraph or the meaning of a text. You're not analyzing by using objective means what the final answer is going to be, what your analysis of that text is. So in linguistics, we have scientific methodology that leads us to a single result, a single correct result for any question that you can ask about English. Of course, in literature, that's not the case. There is not one correct answer that you could give for any question that you might ask about a text. So number 5 is, one of the prescriptive rules of English is don't end a sentence with a preposition, right?